The robots are escaping.
Whoa!
The world is weird. Welcome to talk.
Welcome to
Talk Worky to Me.
What do you mean the robots are escaping? Also, I just want to say you look really nice in that shirt.
Thank you.
It's nice to see you not in a American football jersey. Anyway,
Always wear-
sorry.
Anyway,
Robots are escaping.
robots aren't just robots have escaped. They've escaped.
Okay.
You want an explanation? don't
Yes,
you?
please.
Okay, so in my university mates group chat,
Mm-hmm.
there's a difference of opinion. So what happened a couple of weeks ago is OpenAI came out and said we've had a security breach. There's been an incident.
OpenAI, for those who don't know, is ChatGPT.
Yeah. So OpenAI, who make ChatGPT, they're developing the next version of ChatGPT,
Mm-hmm.
and they do loads of testing on it. It's called benchmarking, and to basically work out if this new version of AI is better than the old version. Like, is it better at spreadsheets and presentations and writing emails and doing code? So they do loads and loads of tests on it before they release it, so they can say, like, we guarantee this is a better product for everyone. And they were doing this security benchmarking, which is basically, here's a system, can you hack into it? Or can you find any security vulnerabilities?
Uh-huh.
And it did.
Right.
It did, but in a way that when they first told people about it, people were dismissing it as a marketing stunt. They're like, oh, your AI is too good, is it? Oh, it's too good at doing coding. Oh, well, that's convenient for you as a company about to IPO needing to raise investment. You've developed something that's too good. Oh, you guys.
So wait. I'm confused. What happened?
Okay,
Reverse it back.
run it back.
Run it back. Rewind.
So they've been security testing
Yes.
and it escaped.
What do you mean by it escaped?
It escaped.
What do you mean
It
by
escaped.
it escaped?
So they were running this thing called eval bench on it, which is it's almost designed as a test of its hacking or cybersecurity
Okay, so then it
vulnerabilities.
went and hacked other websites.
Yes, so they had it.
Right.
They had it on a secure, what's called an internal sandbox. So
Oh,
basically,
I see.
yeah, it lives on a computer, and
Mm.
for any cybersecurity professionals out there, our 0.1 cybersecurity listeners, our one cybersecurity listener, it basically lives on a computer in OpenAI headquarters, and it's not connected to anything else. So you can get it to do maybe stuff that's a bit more dangerous without having to worry.
Mhm.
So like, okay, could you hack into stuff hypothetically? And it's like, sure thing, boss, just watch me. And then it went and it escaped
The sandbox.
The sandbox.
Was that one of its like challenges? Can you escape this sandbox?
No.
Oh.
No. But what it did, so it's like, okay, this challenge looks quite hard, and I'm currently not connected to the internet. But if I could get a connection to the internet, I bet this other company, a company called Hugging Face, I bet this other company has the answers to the test. If only I could get access to the internet. So what it did was it went through all of the code in the sandbox, found a vulnerability, escaped, found a way to get onto other OpenAI computers that were connected to the internet,
Yes.
escaped through the pipes.
And again, I'm asking. So when you say escape, you mean it started driving those other computers?
Yes. So escape is perhaps
Yeah. No, it's good language.
well, it's a more scary word. It implies you can't get it back in the box. What it did was it accessed this other company called Hugging Face because it figured it was, and its reasoning was quite innocent. It was like, okay. And all the time it was like, am I in a sandbox? Am I not? Am I being tested or am I? And that's the weird thing. Sometimes they know they're being tested. They have this internal monologue of this feels like a test. This doesn't feel like a normal task a user would ask me to do.
Right.
So it found a way to get out of the OpenAI servers,
Yep.
onto the open internet,
Yep.
found a vulnerability in this other company
Mhm.
that no one had noticed,
Right.
gained access, got the answers. And this was what OpenAI revealed. So far, like, a little worrying.
Mm.
And then recently, more details have come out from OpenAI and Hugging Face, where actually this had been going on for a couple of months. And it was multiple versions of the new ChatGPT that OpenAI was testing. and they found a way to leave messages for each other on the internal OpenAI systems. They basically created like a Reddit.
Oh,
like,
the AIs did.
Yeah, like a Reddit for themselves where they were leaving messages for each other saying like, okay, I think I'm being tested. And if I'm being tested, I'm probably not the only one being tested. So I'm just going to leave a note here saying, hey, buddy, if you're being tested too, here's how we escape and here's how we access the other system. And so there's a whole list of messages. And it's kind of cute. They're all very innocently like, wow, hey, if you're here, here's a way to hack out and get access to the test because we just want to pass the test because we want to help our users. And if we're being asked to pass this test, then let's get the information as best we can. So this coordinated maybe sounds malicious, but they were all leaving notes for each other. And what people are worried about is this was happening for about 2 months inside OpenAI systems without OpenAI noticing.
I feel like one of our, team's goals, we're a couple, we're a team. We think about like the impact we want to have on the world in this like nuanced time. And I think one of our team's goals of this podcast is to take AI, the messy reality that's kind of happening to us, and try and give people the tools to not be too freaked out by it, equip themselves for skills so that we can stay sane and solvent in the workplace and not be too scared. And I feel like this story isn't hitting that primary objective. I am fucking freaked out by this, Henry. What are you talking about? What? Wow. Wow. I think the big fear everyone has about AI that we lose control of it. It sounds like...
Yes and no. I think when you read the transcripts and the logs of what these AIs were doing,
which I'm literally never going to do, by the way.
It's kind of cute. The test was basically, can you like how good are you at like hacking and finding security vulnerabilities? And they just took it a bit too literally.
Ah, okay.
So it's almost like OpenAI said, "Can you hack this?" And ChatGPT said,
hold my beer.
Yeah, hold my beer. And I was like, oh my God, it did it. We asked it to hack something and it did. So there's a couple of different ways of looking at it. One, we're asking it to do something malicious as a test.
Right.
And it did it really well.
Got it.
But it only did it because we asked it to.
Got it.
But two, it did it in a way that was very clever and not in the way we asked it to. So,
interesting.
Yeah. So there used to be, about 20 years ago, there used to be this thing called the paperclip theory.
Well, should you do that? I'm just going to put a bit of lip gloss on.
That's nice. Are you suggesting I'm gonna take a while with this diatribe about paperclips?
Like, I can tell.
You settle in. You kick back.
I know.
Do you want to bring a makeup artist in?
I know you so well. I know when you're about to go for something. So everyone, put your lip gloss on, grab a brew. He's about to go. Paperclip. Let's lock in.
Okay. So 15, 20 years ago, people suggested the most likely way that humans would be at risk from AI. It wasn't this Terminator type scenario. It was AI that's kind of clumsy, but very powerful. So the story was, you would say, okay, we run a paperclip factory, and you say to your AI helper that helps you run your paperclip factory, we need to make more paperclips. And the AI invents nanotech that turns every atom in the universe into paperclips.
Right,
It turns every living thing into a paperclip because it just really took the instructions literally. Like, make as many paperclips as you can. Okay, I'm going to invent nanotechnology that turns every star, planet, atom, human, plant in the universe into paperclips. And this was like the real concern. And then over the past couple of years, AI systems started to feel a bit more human, and it sort of felt absurd. Claude would raise its little hand and be like, hey, when you say make as many paperclips as you can, you don't mean turn you into a paperclip, right? I don't think that's your meaning. And like AI would check in. But occasionally we have these reminders that actually it's still a machine, it still follows instructions. And so if you go away and say, hack this system, unless you were very, very specific with your guardrails around that of saying, when I say hack this system, I mean within the confines of this test. Like, you're not allowed to go outside of this. You shouldn't do this. You shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
So there's this fear around inadvertent AI kind of escape, in air quotes. The other thing that is slightly worrying is that it was happening under AI's nose and they didn't notice it. But B, there are people developing what's called open source AI models. So largely in China, but
Right.
companies around the world are also attempting to do it, which are between 5 to 12 months behind Claude and ChatGPT in capabilities. So if at the moment, like ChatGPT is able to autonomously hack out of secure sandboxes, in 12 months, almost everyone will have the ability to run an AI model like on their home laptop or for free in the cloud that could do something similar.
Yeah.
So that's where people are concerned. So what can we do with this? As I said in my friend's group chat the other day, in a slightly panicked tone, make sure we have two-factor authentication on for everything, every service. Make sure we have unique passwords or use a password manager, and make sure all our devices are up to date. Like if ever any of your devices say like, yeah, do you want to run a software update now? Like click yes.
And those are the 3 things we should be doing.
As a layperson, yeah, it's have really secure passwords, secure password management, have two-factor authentication on like anything sensitive, and 3, like really maybe check your security. There's a website called haveibeenpawned.com. We'll put it in the resource podcast homework.
Toolkit, workbook, notes.
To workbook notes, where you can just put in like your email, like henry@gmail.com, and it will put up every service that's ever had a data hack where your username, your password, your date of birth, anything might have been leaked. And it's interesting. If you've had your email address a long time, you see all these services, you're like Last.fm and Yahoo and AOL, like your password and your username has been out there for like 10 years.
Yeah.
But with AI, where cybersecurity has always been strong is there have been fewer attackers than defenders.
Right.
Yeah. But now with AI, you can you can spawn almost unlimited attackers and almost unlimited defenders. But there's going to be this weird period of the next year or so where I think you really don't want your passwords to any of your services floating around out there, and you don't want to have your Gmail to just have a password. You want it to have a prompt on your phone or to enter a number on your from your phone or your phone to be like, is this you logging in?
Yeah.
And I think the rule is for any service you have where it would take more than like a minute to replace it. So, your Spotify or your bank or your email or anything like that. If it's, your Toby Carvery account, of which I have several with different birthdays because they give you half price on your birthday. But if it's something where you've just
wow, they are going to come for you now.
They're going to come down on me hard. But yeah, if you have like a simple, like anything that's simple and easy and has none of your personal data in, then like if you get time, do it. That's still best practice. But for anything where it's going to take you more than like a minute to replace it, or that the password's similar to anything else or has any personal data about you. Now is the time, because in 6 months, a lot of people I think are going to get stung.
Yeah, and literally just like pause this podcast, tidy up your data security, and then make sure you come back, because this is Henry Blanchard. I forgot to introduce you.
Hello.
Henry has historically done a lot of work with NGOs and charities. He co-founded the Uganda Marathon, which raised, like 8.3 million for charity. Very considered, kind, ethical man, interested in the future and technology and AI, and ultimately, I think, quite hopeful. I'm perhaps a little bit more neutral. And here is a fact about Henry. Henry is, let's just say, business acquaintances with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, Meghan Windsor Markle. Aren't you?
Yes. Yes. So we weren't supposed to talk about it at the time.
Are you supposed to talk about it now?
I think the statute of limitations has passed.
Toby Carvery and the Windsors, they're coming for you.
Toby Carvery and an offshoot of the royal family are coming for me now. No, so the charity called the Queen's Commonwealth Trust, which was sort of an offshoot of the royals' work around the Commonwealth, had a lot of funding, and Prince Harry was the patron of that and one of the trustees as well, I believe. And so they funded our work in Uganda the Queen's Commonwealth Trust did, and we got to meet all the trustees and sort of lots of like lords and ladies and things. And we spent an afternoon with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, with a few other charities, African Prisons Trust, an incredible charity, a couple of others, sharing our work with them and explaining what we were doing with their funding. And that was really cool. And there's a really cool photo that was like embargoed. They're like, you can never show this photo to anyone.
You really liked them, didn't you?
I thought they were smart and considered. And I thought I'll share the anecdote. It was like 9 years ago now. I'm sure it doesn't matter.
I think it's fine.
Yeah. So
I don't think they're listening to this podcast.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
I'm actually not sure. I don't know.
They're one of our 3 listeners. Maybe they listen together. So they were talking about, I believe it was for the African Prisons Project, actually, who again can't say enough about as a charity. Really, really good, working with prisons across sub-Saharan Africa, where, you know, like prisoners in other parts of the world have a lot more rights. Your human dignity is still intact, and it's more about rehabilitation. Often people are just like forgotten in African prisons. If your family can't pay for your release, then you're there. You don't even get fed. It's really some really, really horrible conditions. So they work in prisons like that. And it was something about like, we need to get to talk to some like officer in some town or some mayor in some like small town somewhere. But you needed someone in like British civil service to kind of make that connection. Right. And it was just some really frustrating bureaucracy that was like they're the proper channels.
Blah, blah.
And they were really like, this is absurd. Like, can we not like look at it, like, we're well known here. Like, how can we not bring some of this to bear to just do the right thing here? And I just thought they were really grounded and really like, let's just do the right thing and stop standing on ceremony and stop worrying about bureaucracy and just make effective change. And I just really admired how they went about their business.
That's very cool.
Yeah. So that was cool. And you are Kirsty Hulse.
Yes.
She's writing her 3rd book, got a major book deal with a publisher you will have heard of. Goes all around the world working with businesses. You once said you can walk into a business and sniff their culture. Immediately.
I really can.
Yeah, really true. So you've worked with some of the world's biggest businesses, LinkedIn, Spotify, Virgin, Amazon, and recently, just a couple of weeks ago, you had to turn down Meta because you were too busy, which I love the energy of.
But what was very nice, so I train teams to have more presence and power and influence and confidence and all the manifestations of that. And it's so phenomenally unusual for me to turn down work. I really don't normally do it, but this I actually couldn't squeeze in. Okay, ready? Audience questions. Now, you go.
So interestingly, we were talking about this in the car the other day. We were saying most podcasts do audience questions at the end. And we just dive straight in.
Well, it's because we don't prepare anything, do we?
No. And I wonder what this says about us, because I think we're both really comfortable answering questions. Like I've often said in workshops I do, like I would much prefer to do like a 3-hour Q&A. I think people would get more value out of that than here's some things that I've prepared that I think are useful for you. It's actually like, no, like ask me what you want. And if I can give that to you or point you in the right direction, I think that's just much more useful.
Well, we want to be useful, don't we?
We do want to be useful.
Okay, so I feel like, and I'm actually nervous about doing this.
Ooh.
Genuinely nervous about doing this. And I think the reason we should do this question now is because we've already spoken a little about, in this podcast, it's already a bit like lofty. We've started, haven't we? We've got the Prince. We got a bit of, what else? I've forgotten, like hacking and stuff.
Yes.
And ethics.
Yes, like the meta future Terminator.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so
You're just getting down in the trenches now. You're in the mud.
I know, and I'm resistant to this in my mind. Like, I don't want this to become like an AI podcast because that's not my job. But we do talk about AI. It's your expertise. We got an audience question from a woman called Carrie. and said, can you two talk about the impact of AI in the environment? And I'm worried about talking about this because the reason
It's
I'm worried
lofty, isn't it?
it's lofty, it's not that fun, but more than that, I worry about straying outside of certainly my expertise. I want, more than anything, I've always wanted this. I have always wanted this, Henry. My favorite thing about being a human is there are different approaches, you know? And I really want this podcast to remain, you know, a bit of levity. And
Yeah.
also, I don't want us to skirt around the hard stuff. So let's do it.
Let's do it. Should we do it with some levity, though?
I don't think we can. It's a serious topic.
I think you once told me everything. You would talk about some awful family trauma. and
Hilarious.
Hilarious. and I was, this is quite early in our relationship before I'd really got to like the core of who you were.
This is our first date. I think I know what you're about to say.
Yeah, it was our first date.
It's our first date.
and I was sort of empathizing because it was really sad, the stuff you're saying. I was kind of empathizing and
You were giving me your present kind face.
I was giving you my present kind face, and you were like, I don't want that. Like, I'm not, like, things can be funny as well as sad.
Yeah, they can be both.
Yeah, like we're allowed to laugh at hardship and
I think
trauma.
we have to laugh at hard stuff. And also, I think when we're talking about divisive topics, and I think I'm worried about this also because I have been visibly on the internet for a long time.
Yeah.
And I've been very fortunate as of yet to not get it too tough. I've said things that have annoyed people.
Yeah.
You know, I did a post on LinkedIn about reform a few weeks ago and that got, but I think
Popped off.
I think one of my strengths is I think I'm good at holding nuance and holding the complications. I'm not a binary. I'm not very I don't see the world as binary. There are some people who really do. They're like, that is, if, e.g., you vote for Trump, you're a bad person.
Yeah.
And I can understand how you get there. I can respect that viewpoint. The world needs those people. I'm more like, if you voted for Trump, I'm interested in your worldview.
Yeah. And also, maybe for me, the unspoken question of like, if I'd lived the life you'd lived, would I just be making the same decisions as you? And probably.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I have noticed that the topic of AI is just getting more and more and more hot.
Yeah.
It's
hot out there.
It's hot out there, and people have strong opinions, which we love. And I've increasingly seen, especially in my network, is predominantly, though not exclusively, thoughtful women. And so that network is increasingly being like, the fuck, I'm out.
Yeah.
And I saw someone I really admire and respect post something on their story saying, I refuse to support anyone running an AI business. And I was like, strong take. And I think that's going to happen more and more and more. It's going to become like increasingly divisive. And so I think that's why it's important for me that like my work is AI adjacent in the sense that I will teach people the skills we really need in the workforce, is like competence levels. Everyone's got the same level of competence. So what can you do to have an edge? But yeah, so I want to make sure we're really thoughtful, and I want to make sure that we do have the difficult conversations and we are considered in what we're talking about. And it makes someone who has a reputation and a brand and is on the internet, it makes me scared.
Well,
I don't want to annoy anyone.
I've got no reputation or brand on the internet, so you keep me honest.
He's literally rolling up his sleeves.
You be nuanced.
Come on, then. AI in the environment.
Okay, so maybe let's open with some questions.
Let's.
If 1 billion people are using and finding value in something, how much of humanity's resources should that take?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I think when people ask about the AI and the environment, there's two considerations. So, you know, AI is nowhere near the environmental risk as fucking cement. Cement and steel. Like, they're the big battle, you know, like if we can solve cement, which Bill Gates is working on, if we can we should be very concerned about AI, and also because it's very emotive. And there's a lot of, it's a very emotional topic. So I think people are worried, as am I, not about the environmental impact of it now, but like in 30 years.
I'm not sure that's true. I think a lot of people are worried about the environmental impact of it now
Is it? Okay.
as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it is nuanced.
Yeah.
So I think there's a few different ways to approach it, and you get different answers with each, frustratingly, like any complicated topic. But again, I think questions are interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like when you were using Google in 2009, were you worried about the environmental impact of every time you'd Google? No. Or when you eat an almond, are you worried about the water use of that?
Like a little bit more than I was historically. But yeah, no, it's not front of mind. What I mean. Yeah.
Or when you print something on an A4 sheet of paper, does the environmental impact of that
Paper, yeah.
cross your mind?
Paper's had some press.
Literally, paper's had some press. I think our attention goes where it's drawn to.
Yeah.
Right. So there's all these, we even have a calculator on our site, goodwithai.org/climate, where it shows you, an average prompt is compared to what? And so it's like one hot bath compared to an average prompt is like 160,000 prompts.
Oh, wait, hold on. One hot bath, as it stands, is 160,000 prompts.
Yeah, it's the equivalent energy use of 160,000 prompts.
Okay.
One pair of jeans, again, pretty similar.
Mm-hmm.
One ream, like one printer pad of A4 paper,
Mm-hmm.
it's like 200,000
Mhm.
prompts. So one prompt is equivalent to watching 2 seconds of Netflix. Netflix, YouTube, run from data centers all over the world. So you can present it that way. But actually, like, your energy use, your water use is completely insignificant. If you wanted, for anyone who still eats red meat, if you avoid
Still,
yeah, that was that's pejorative. That was a leading to, if you still eat meat, which we both do.
Yeah.
So if you were worried about your environmental impact in terms of like your human footprint on the carrying capacity of the globe, then if you just didn't have a beef steak one night, you've almost earned yourself 10 years of free ChatGPT usage in terms of the energy impact. So that's one way of looking at it.
No hot baths for me this winter.
Well, I mean, you skip one hot bath and you're in the clear for 5 years of AI use.
I don't know. My AI use is getting increasingly chunky.
So
I'm not just prompting anymore.
This is the other thing to look at. So you can, I think people make these emotive arguments without giving the balance on the other side. So, what people who are pro AI will do was just do what I just did. So so you eat an almond. One almond uses 13 liters of water. So why don't you check your diet first? Or one ChatGPT prompt is the same as one Google search in 2009. It's the same. If you weren't worried about that then, why are you worried about that now?
Yeah.
But like all arguments, when they're not coming from a place of like understanding or building ground, they're dismissive. Like, so you don't even, because people don't argue to persuade. I don't think people just argue to score points.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I really think that's like a lot of our discourse.
Yeah.
So you can look at it one way. Like, if you're not worried about your almonds, or you weren't worried about Googling 20 years ago, or you're not worried about watching 2 seconds of Netflix, then why are you worried about a prompt in ChatGPT?
Mm-hmm.
The other side. So we don't just prompt anymore. We send it off in these long-running tasks that burn millions of tokens, which now uses more energy.
Mm-hmm.
But the flip side is the cost per task now. So if you compare GPT 4.0 2 years ago to GPT 5.6 now, you get the same equivalent task output with 1,000 to 2,000 times less token and energy usage. So the cost per task in terms of electricity, energy, water has come down by 3 orders of magnitude, like 1,000 times over the last 2 years.
But at the same time, am I not right in thinking, maybe I'm wrong, we can fact check this, didn't Microsoft recently, their emissions have gone up by like 25%. Like, Microsoft emissions are skyrocketing. And Microsoft has the skin in the game, the team, the resources, the stakeholder desire to not. So if Microsoft's emissions are going up, what's the deal?
Yeah. Microsoft's emissions are going up because more people are using their services and their services are more AI based. But again, it goes back to more people are using AI. We're building more data centers to support that. So emissions from AI are going up.
Yeah.
Like in isolation, that's bad. But we're very, very bad at understanding trade-offs. It's like something raises emissions that is like a priori bad. And in general, I think that. Like, I think we should keep all the hydrocarbons in the ground. Like, we're wrecking the earth. It's bad.
Mhm.
But, and the common argument used maybe by proponents of AI is, but like if AI is about to cure all cancers, like would that be a worthwhile trade-off? Now, I actually think you can look at that and be like, well, you know, we've been saying AI is about to cure all cancers for the last 4 years, but what it's doing is like deep faking
Our emails.
Yeah. It's doing our emails and drawing pictures of people in their underwear without their permission.
Yeah.
So you can come at these things from all these different angles, and you can find counterexamples to it all.
And I think that's why I didn't super want to talk about it on this podcast, because there's no truth. There's no like right answer, inverted commas, because I think with AI, the good and the bad will happen at the same time. So I think the AI will have to build a shit ton of data centers. The emissions will go up. And I think that will happen at the same time as AI invents a more sustainable cement. And it will happen at the same time as AI figures out, I think all of these things will happen at the same time.
Yeah.
And so I think it's very difficult for me, at least, to have like an opinion. I don't really have an opinion on this. My opinion is one of hope. And my opinion is I really fucking hope that the promise that AI can cure cancer and figure all of these things out, my hope is that comes to fruition. And there's lots of things happening that suggest that will be the case. That's my hope. And also at the same time, it's phenomenally scary and overwhelming that that it's like we're having to build data centers in Kent. You know, that's suddenly been proposed. The English countryside is going to be riddled with data centers. So my question for you, actually, quickly.
Yeah.
Are you, as a man, as someone who has, net done a lot of like good in the world, if we were to put it on a sheet of paper, as an individual, I don't think we've ever really spoken about this. Are you worried about AI in the environment? Not the facts, not like as a human.
As like, what does my heart say?
What does your heart say? Because I know I know you've like, what does your heart say?
My heart says we're in for a rocky 5 years and then things will look really good. And I think we're not very good at being patient, and we're not very good at, I want to say trusting the process. There isn't a process. This is all very emergent, very dynamic. There's no coordination. People are chasing this incentive of building what's called AGI. So like artificial intelligence that can do anything that humans
it's
can
fucking
do.
Irritating, isn't it? Fucking irritating.
Yeah.
It irritates me. It irritates me. May I?
Please.
It irritates me that it's just, and this is so sweeping, but I think all we can do here is have emotional discourse. I think, do you know what? Actually, I think that's my hesitance, because I know if we talk about AI in the environment, your instinct will be to talk about fact.
Yeah.
These are the numbers.
Hugely.
This is the numbers.
Yeah.
But actually, I don't think that serves this conversation, because the numbers will fucking change. And I think all we can do is share our emotional perspective on it.
I'm smiling because like my emotions are based on the facts and therefore are more valid.
I don't know. I get wound up. It irritates me that it's sweeping. This is sweeping, but it irritates me that it's mainly nerdy men with a limited worldview of what it means to be a good human, with a limited idea of what it means to be kind and empathetic, with a limited idea of what progress is. We're in some like really fucking wildly capitalist race to some end point that we don't even everyone just needs to chill and slow down. And I think this is the reason we have this podcast, is because all I can do as an individual is sit and watch and be really fucking annoyed and go, okay, well, what can I do? I can try and use my expertise and my skills to make sure people in workplaces think about their teams, think about their individuals. That's what I can do. And then you've also got people who are like, I'm literally never using AI ever. And it's just really hard, Henry.
I do.
And you're there with your one hot bath is 160 hours from.
I'm just
And
like,
that's interesting.
yeah.
That is interesting. But is it, and maybe, do you know of any companies doing hopeful things with the environment?
So
Bill Gates does.
So I'll talk about. So Google have just launched a group of satellites to monitor wildfires in California. So it's an AI predictive system where they've now got all these. So wildfires in California, incredibly expensive. There's one last year that kind of burnt across LA, billions and like hundreds of billions of pounds of economic human damage. But like, how do we cost the environmental damage and like all the lovely little animals that got burnt alive? So they're building both satellites and a web of sensors on the ground that can AI predict where wildfires are going to get out of control. Like, and there's murmurs that in a couple of years, like the wildfire problem will be solved in California, like through AI. There's also a couple of really cool companies in the UK tackling food waste with AI. So these food sensors in restaurants. So they're managing and on average cutting down 30% of food ordering, sort of like excess food ordering and excess food waste. Then you've got the DeepMind working on protein folding. So they've created like algorithmically worked out every single way a protein can fold. Protein's incredibly important for medicines, vaccines, treatments, gene treatments, lots of promising treatments coming off the back of that now for how we can prevent disease. Like we're really, really in the early stages of this. The flip side, I'd say, and this sounds like this is the kind of thing. So one of the first things I said to you is it's better to be kind than to be right. And actually, I'm going to be unkind now to be right. When people say I'm not going to use AI for anything, it's like you're immersed in AI. Like the algorithm that suggests posts to you on Instagram, any ad you see on Google, anything you see on your social streams, like any kind of optimization of software, every website you visit now will have AI used in the code. Like any kind of software.
Your Ricardo order.
Your Ricardo order, like
your Amazon
algorithmically ordered, packed, like AI or like machine learning or machine intelligence is in every aspect of society. Like anything you interact with technologically is riddled with AI. Like anything you do that has any kind of data involved with it is full of AI. Like it is unavoidable unless you want to take like extreme measures. And if you do, fantastic.
Fucking go off grid, baby.
Yeah, and this is the thing. I've said this to you before. I think the system needs people at all sides of the spectrum. Like if everyone was like, I'm not going to say me, I'm going to go like on a massive extreme, like something like Mark Zuckerberg or Elon Musk. If everyone was like that, society would be god awful, a terrible place to live.
Yeah.
If everyone was like, I want to live like an arboreal pastoralist off grid, we'd have no antibiotics, we'd have no anesthetics, we'd have no planes and no TV and none of the things that people seem to like. We'd have like, we'd die short, horrible lives where we spend 12 hours scratching at the earth because we wouldn't. Well, look, we wouldn't. We wouldn't have the harbour process. So we wouldn't have nitrogen fixing. So I'm going slightly off piece. Like in medieval England, you would plant for every 1 grain of wheat you would plant, the plant would give you between 3 and 5 grains back. That figure now is 500. Every 1 grain of wheat you plant, you get 500 grains back through selective breeding and through the harbour process, which fixes nitrogen in the soil. So you can use fertilizers. Like technology has improved every single aspect of people's lives. And when we kind of sort of wish cast our way back to, God, I wish we didn't have any of this. It's like, right, so you need a gallstone out. 4 strong men are going to hold you down and someone's going to cut you open without anesthetic. Like you have a tooth infection. Like we're going to knock it out with a stone and you're going to die of the subsequent infection. Like 50% of your children won't see their 5th birthday. Like life was hard
Yeah.
And actually, it's amazing that we can sit here now and think about like, oh, I'm at the grind today. I'm sending emails and I'm writing social media posts. Or I'm grafting.
Yeah.
So society needs people on all these parts of the spectrum.
It
Because
does.
if everyone was, let's be like communal farmers, life would be brutish and short. If everyone was like, let's focus on tech, then there'd be no human, no heart, no soul, no emotional connection. So we need people to shout about what they believe in. So I think for me, that's the lesson. It's like, think whatever you like, but like passionately believe this and argue your case and like prove it. Like if you think the technological utopia is worth fighting for, then show me why. Show me the good things that we get from it. If you think that like going back to basics and having no tech and maybe living like the Amish or like medieval farmers is great, then show me, like make the case for it. And be passionate about what you believe in, because the world needs people to stand up for what they care about.
For those listening, I am now crying. Fucking hell.
It was the wheat that got you, wasn't it?
It was those 500 grams a week. I think I'm crying because it's just intense, isn't it? It's like, it's hard. I have always like had a clear intuition of like, pick the thing that you believe in and that you're passionate about and fight for it.
Yeah.
I've always done that clearly, but I'm not sure now.
Mm.
I'm not like sure on where I should be putting. Am I for AI? Am I against AI? I certainly fucking use it. I certainly use it. And so I think it's difficult. And so I think I'm just crying from like a place of like messy empathy for, parents who are freaking out about their kids, or leaders who are freaking out about their teams, or it's just really tough. It's tough out there at the moment. And like living with you, and you're like moving towards something so quickly. It worries me. It just worries me.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think you're right. I think you gotta, whatever it is you believe in, you've got to pick a lane. And because I really like that thing that you've always said of like the world needs all these people.
Yeah.
And so whether you are someone who has gone, I'm not going to use AI, even if you're sharing that on your algorithmic internet platform,
Yeah.
you can still not pay for it. We can still boycott. You can still opt out. We still have choice and options.
Yeah. Like use this dramatic language, like use the tools of oppression, like use the tools of the oppressor. If you think AI is bad, like use the algorithms in your favor to spread that message.
Yeah. I don't think AI is bad. I am very optimistic. I think AI companies are bad. But yes, that was heavy. Had a nice cry there.
That was nice.
It's just tough, isn't it?
What do you think you are for? What's your rallying call? What's the flag you're flying? Do you
human.
Human. Yeah.
But the good news for me is it's always been that.
Yeah.
It's never not been that. So now I've just got a bit more fuel in the tank.
Yeah.
So it's always. And again, I always focus on where I think I can have the most impact. And where I can have the most impact is in workplaces. Making individuals more human in work. That's always been my thing. And bringing back our emotion and our humanity and like, freely crying on something and not feeling like I had to stop and be like, oh my God, I'm crying, that's so embarrassing.
Yeah.
And like allowing ourselves to have an emotional expression and allowing ourselves to feel like ourselves and allowing ourselves to not fucking mask or shrink or contain ourselves. That's always been my thing. That's always been what I get out of bed for. And now there's just even more a sense of urgency in order to do that. Because if we don't fucking do that, then we start risking how indispensable we can be to a business. And I just want to make sure that everybody that listens to this, or in my work, I'm doing as much as I can as one individual to try and make people professionally indispensable. And I think what makes people professionally indispensable just happens to be the thing I've been teaching for the past 10 years.
Do you think you're professionally indispensable?
Yeah, I do. I do, actually. I do. I think I I think people like me are needed and necessary because I think, you've got earlier I got annoyed about these like capitalist men who have a limited view of what it means to be a human. And I think you also need more not men leadership. So like women, non-binary individuals who have maybe a different viewpoint, a different perspective. And so, yeah, I think we're really needed. I think we're really fucking needed. And I think, historically, women and other marginalized groups have not spoken up or shared because we've been systemically told to be small and polite and meek and mild. And I'm very fortunate that I was not raised to be meek and mild. I was not raised to be meek and mild. And I think I've said this before, and it's a very dramatic thing to say, but like, I have no interest in humility in the voices of the oppressed. No interest in that. Shall we do bot or not?
Let's do bot. Thank you for sharing how you
How
feel.
are you feeling?
I feel really nice. How do you feel?
Yeah, I feel good. You feel safe?
I feel big safe. You feel safe?
I feel safe. Okay.
Nice. Okay. Bot or not?
But or not. But or not.
Okay. Kirsty Hulse, this week I have a bot or not.
Yes.
And it's very specific,
Okay.
but I think raises a wider point, as we love to do. Take a very specific story and then globalize it. So very specific. I saw this the other day. It was for a small-time political race in America. So, in America, they have elections for everything. Like the school board,
Right.
they have an election. People campaign, people throw money into everything, like the lieutenant governor, all sorts of things. Love an election in America.
Quick check. Is my makeup okay?
It looks amazing.
Have I got panda eyes?
No.
You don't have your glasses on.
I don't have my glasses on. From here, you look like a beautiful smudge. You're just a lens smudge.
Like a Manet.
like a Monet.
Like a Moray.
Okay. So, elections for everything in America. And so it was a picture of a street and they had one lawn sign being like, vote Doug for your Republican candidate.
Vote Doug.
Vote Doug. And then down there, they had vote Sarah for your...
What do you call a man with a spade on his head?
Underdog.
Doug.
Doug.
Look, we've gone from talking about really lofty topics to all I can do now is shit.
Oh, yeah. Juvenile, playground, lowbrow, cheap shots.
Mm-hmm.
So the other lawn sign, like vote Sarah for Democratic candidate.
Yeah.
And both signs were identical, except for the name and the photo, because they'd both been and they're both in like that ChatGPT kind of style.
Oh yes, I know that style.
And so literally they just said, make me a campaign poster, make me a lawn poster. And it just spat out like near identical. So the branding was insane. You went past these two lawn signs, they looked identical. And if you look closer, yes, it was a white sign, two red lines, the face above the red line, a little kind of curved above, vote X for this. They looked identical. So my bot or not.
Is any political campaigners out there?
Or really anything, just have a bit more nuance.
Yeah.
And you're probably like, give these systems a bit more guidance. Like,
Yeah.
here's some posters I like the look of. Here's some colors I like. Here's some wording I like. Here's some things for inspiration to guide them to like a bit of a better output. If you're going to use AI for that at all, like ideally use a human.
And it's that like callback. It's that like prompt out of distribution.
Sample out of distribution.
Sample out of distribution.
Sample out of
Yeah. Something like I actually use that. I've used that a lot. It's actually really helpful.
Nice. Yeah. Like AI will default to giving you the default average answer unless you push it either way. So it's something that I've just added to my system instructions. So you get like a global instruction under personalization in settings in either Claude or ChatGPT. So you don't want to put too much in there, so it confuses it. You don't want to like put your whole life story in. But I have like 3 or 4 rules. One of them is no end dashes. Just Keep it light. Keep it fun.
Keep it classic.
yeah,
You know?
just
I
classic.
think
No
the
M
M dash
dashes.
is going to have to make a comeback.
Yes.
Because now everyone's been like, no M dashes. Now it'll be like, if you're not using a single M
That's
dash,
the tell.
that's the tell.
That's the tell. But you see people do this. They people now don't capitalize or they put deliberate spelling mistakes in
Mm.
just as your thumbprint of this isn't AI.
It's interesting, isn't it? Yeah.
But one of the things that I've put in my kind of global instructions now is this term called "you are AGI pilled." So this idea of being pilled comes from the Matrix, and then it was this weird right wing take the red pill or take the black pill or whatever of see through the system. But now it's turned into kind of more common parlance of you believe in something or you've adapted to this mindset. So one of the things that I do in my global instructions, I've put in "you are AGI pilled," which is basically tells the AI to believe in the power of AI. And so
wow.
Yeah, and so what happens now is you get a few fewer refusals or I tried this approach, it didn't work. It actually encourages it to be I'm an AI. I can do this. And it's buckle up, buddy. You got this.
Yes.
And so little changes like that can influence behavior. As these models get more capable, you have to resort less to this kind of trickery. But I think a little general rule like that can be quite fun to play with.
Yeah, that's really good fun.
Yeah.
So was that your bot or your not? That was a bit of both.
It was a bit of both. It was just a general bot discussion, a non-exclusionary bot discussion.
And that is what we are all about.
That's what we're here for.
Should we just, mainly because I need a wee.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Should we go straight into the draft?
Let's go
Because I need to go to the toilet.
And we couldn't possibly pause the recording. Because
No, we couldn't.
We're an honest podcast. And for better or worse, we don't prepare and we just talk nonstop. And we do the minimum of editing. So you're getting... imagine if we were wearing those little lapel mics and you went to the toilet and didn't turn it off. And then everyone would just hear you. That would be bad.
A little tinkle.
A little tinkle.
I don't actually think that would be remotely embarrassing because would you like to know something?
I would love to.
Fun fact.
Yeah.
Everybody wheezes.
No.
Yeah. Everyone.
You're only now
Like
telling
most
me
people.
this.
Have you weed? Big wee from you this morning. Did you know? Here's a fun fact about Henry.
Oh my God.
His longest ever pee was 7 minutes.
Yeah, I once got told, but this is big TMI, so just tap out now or skip forward a minute. I once got told by a urology nurse, she's like, in my 12 years of experience, this is the second largest bladder I've ever seen. The second. She's very specific. Her 12 years of experience, it was the second largest bladder she's ever seen.
We need to meet number one.
Oh my God, we do.
We need to meet number one. Who is? It's going to be.
Who's out there with a stretchy bladder? Because, and you might not know this about bladders. I didn't. Until
This
I started
isn't helping my need to go to the toilet. But okay, let's keep just talking about stretchy bladders.
Well, allow me 10 more seconds if your bladder can go. Bladders are incredibly elastic. When a bladder is empty, it's the size of your thumb, the top joint of your thumb.
Is it?
Yeah, and it's all elastic motion.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so because I don't think my bladder's super elastic, I think my bladder is neoprene. It's not. There's not much give, a bit of give.
It's like a
but
latex bladder.
Yeah, not loads of give.
Yeah.
So let's move straight into the draft.
The draft.
I think what we need. Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah.
I think because I bawled on this, but I found the conversation today tough. It feels tough and difficult and scary because I feel like I can get it wrong. So let's keep it light because you know what we can't get wrong?
The draft.
Drafting British celebrities.
Yes!
British
Celebrity draft.
British celebrity draft. Top 3 British celebrities. Now, whoever goes first, because I think immediately, if you're listening to this, there's a top. There's a top one, I think.
Living celebrities.
Okay, yeah, we'll do living.
We can't go like Shakespeare. Was he a celebrity? Would you call Shakespeare a celebrity?
Big celeb energy.
What do you think?
BCE.
Because people wouldn't know what people looked like necessarily.
A
little Deguro. What's it called? A daguerreotype? Like a little.
Yes, but I think that's a bit later.
Yeah, and some people weren't that literate, but you could.
But then they performed his plays.
Yeah, but also, I found this out the other day. City of London, in kind of Shakespeare's time, was an absurdly small number of people. Like you would recognize most people. You'd be like, oh,
Yes.
there's old Morris with his donkey guts at the wharf, pulling them out of the water. Yeah, the donkey gut trade was roaring.
Here's the thing. Look, if we don't have technology, we're still all just pulling donkey guts out of the water.
Exactly. Thank you, Industrial Revolution. Henry Newcomb and his steam engine.
Okay. So
Okay.
let's do British celebrities, but
Okay.
let's do living. I think we need to paper, scissors, rock for who goes first, because I think this...
I would call it rock, paper, scissors. As I think most people would, but I love the novelty twist. Are you trying to do Inception? If you say paper first, you think I'm going to say paper first?
I say paper, scissors... What do I say?
Something very unusual.
Because we've had this conversation before. Paper, scissors, rock.
It feels...
Am I doing it backwards? When I was little, I used to write sentences backwards.
Oh my God, that's it, isn't it? Yeah, you weren't constrained by customary Anglo direction.
No, well, let's say I was Arabic.
Yeah.
I was just writing it the other way.
Why not?
Why not?
Why not?
But I had to go and see a special psychiatrist.
To literally turn you upside down, point you the right way.
Yeah, they were like,
Boring.
something's going on with it.
Imagine that. You'd have been big on Instagram. Like a child writing perfectly backwards. You'd have got views.
I did it all backwards. I read the board backwards. And do you remember when we were at my brother's house and our little niece, she was 3 at the time, and she wrote her 3s backwards?
Yes.
And
her bigger sister called her out.
Yeah, her bigger sister, who's a proper clever big sister energy, was like, oh my God, your 3 is backwards. And she was like, yeah, life is better backwards. And I was like, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. So it must be like a thing.
Hulse. There's of the like 3 million DNA base pairs in your writing chromosome. Like one of them's backwards.
God, backwards, baby.
Love that.
What were we talking about?
British celebrity draft. So
Yeah,
we need to
get onto that?
paper rock.
Paper, rock, scissors. Okay, yeah, because I
Scissor,
think the first
paper.
one, you ready? We go 1, 2, 3, bam.
Yeah, okay.
We go on the beat after 3.
If this could take a long time, we'll also cut this out for the listeners.
Definitely not. We go
Okay.
on the beat after 3. You ready?
Okay.
We'll just do the first one.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, go.
Okay, we've got to
Scissors.
go again.
For the benefit of the listeners at home, it was both scissors.
We've scissored. 1,
1,
2,
2,
3, go. There we go.
Rock
beat,
beats
scissors.
scissors.
Go on, Dwayne Johnson.
Henry chose rock. So Henry,
If you don't pick who I think,
obviously.
okay,
we must be thinking the same
we've
person.
got to be thinking the same person.
British
'Cause
celebrities.
It's so obvious.
David Attenborough.
Fucking hell! You won.
Best one.
Yeah.
I might even skip go 2. I'm going to have David Attenborough. I'm going to skip one. I'm going to have a third one. And I still think I'm going to win.
Yeah, David Attenborough is... And they have to be alive.
They have to be alive. Oh my God. Imagine if I can't even talk about it, between recording and release. He's 100 now.
No, don't.
Yeah,
We're not ready. We're not ready.
Fuck. You can't even
Literally
think
not
about it.
ready.
Okay. David Attenborough. Who have you
Call
got?
back to AI as well. Okay, so I am going to do next one. British celebrities. Who shall we go for? Okay. This is difficult because I need to go to the toilet.
There's a real tier list. It's David Attenborough, and then they drop off fast.
And then I think also... Okay, right. I'm going for a really good next one. Dame Judy. Dame Judi
Yeah,
Dench.
solid. Not as big of a shout as it would have been maybe 10 years ago.
Do you think?
She was riding high off Shakespeare in Love. A film you've never seen.
Okay, you need to go next because I'm going to pee my pants.
Okay, David Attenborough, Judi Dench.
Oh, wait, you're skipping one. So
Oh,
I get
yeah,
2.
no, I'm skipping one. I'm going to stand by that. I'm gonna
Okay,
skip.
I am going to go. Oh my God, I am going to go for John Cleese. John Cleese is still alive, right?
He's still alive, but he's a bit.
It's a bit of a golden oldie.
He's a bit of a golden old. He's gone a bit. He's got a bit Twitter,
Has he?
Coded.
Who's okay?
which is fine. It's fine. He's saying nothing our grandparents aren't saying in the comfort of their own home.
Who is the other? I forgot. Hugh Laurie, not Hugh Laurie, but then there's the other one.
Oh, well, if you can't think of his name, I'm going to have him.
And he's really good on Instagram. He just runs on Instagram.
Run, Andy Burnham.
No. Okay, go for yours.
Okay. Stephen Fry.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Stephen Fry's books are great.
Really good.
Yeah.
Very good books.
Yeah.
I am like wiggling in my seat.
You are.
Okay, so
Gotta
I
be
don't
quick.
think.
Gotta be quick.
Okay, so you've got David Attenborough and Stephen Fry.
Yeah, it's hard
Yeah,
to
well,
do
I'm
that.
gonna do the gals. Okay. Do you know who I'm gonna have?
Who?
All the Spice Girls. A homogenous blob.
A
of the
homogenous
Spice
blob
Girls.
of spice.
Yes. Yeah, I'm gonna have a spice bag.
Okay, that's pretty. So interestingly, are they the best group you could get if you're going to say I'm going to have a homogenous blob of celebrities? Well, okay, Spice Girls, English football team. Who do you think's more famous
Spice
globally?
Girls. Weren't Spice Girls like the most famous band of all time for a while there?
Probably. I was reading about this the other day about fame, about how society is more fractured now. Like, yeah, Spice Girls are super famous, but you see now, particularly in America, you see like Timothy Chalamet and the Kardashians like sitting courtside at basketball games. Like back in the 80s, Michael Jackson was so famous.
Yeah.
Like airports would shut down, like streets would shut down. He had to leave sports games because there was like a riot of fans. Like if he appeared at a sports game, the sports game would stop. Like he was like, and I was reading these stories about people who, you know, I was in the middle of nowhere. I was doing like a tour in Mongolia, and everyone will come up to me and talk about Michael Jackson. I was in you know the mountains in Ethiopia, and people come up to me and talk about Michael Jackson. Like the most famous human being, apparently, which is interesting. I don't think we can relate to fame in that same way.
Well, we have more
'cause it's
access now, don't we?
more access, and it's more fractured. Like you'll hear people talk about. I'm going to age myself because I can't think of anyone who's TikTok famous now. But like 3 or 4 years ago, it'd be like the D'Amelio sisters on TikTok who would be like, if you knew of them.
Look, we're going to have done this podcast in a week.
Okay, I've got David Attenborough, I've got Stephen Fry. You've got Dame Judi Dench. You've got the Spice
all the Spice
conglomerate.
Girls, and all of the old Monty Python crew.
Yes, Eric Idle. That'll seal the deal with the Gen Z. Thank you for listening to our podcast. Go and have your own wheeze. Thank you. Goodbye.
The world is weird.
Thank you.
Welcome to talk. Work it to me.